Hello and welcome to Regen on Purpose, where we explore regenerative leadership, delivery, and systems that strengthen over time. I'm Karen Gray. Let's begin. This one is a bit more personal. I want to share what this has actually looked like for me and what I've changed in my own life. Because I talk a lot about sustainability, regeneration, how organizations need to change. But recently, I caught myself thinking, what about me? Like, what do I do every day? Does that actually make a difference? And if I'm honest, this hasn't been one big shift. It's been more of a journey. Small, quiet changes over time. No big moments, no fireworks. Just choosing again and again to do things a bit better. And sometimes not even getting it right, but still trying. And I think that's the bit that really matters. Because we often think impact comes from big actions, big decisions, big lifestyle changes. But what I've realized is it's built in the everyday, in what we repeat, in what we don't question. Because most of the time we're not making conscious decisions. We're busy, we're moving quickly, we're defaulting. So we reach for what's easy, what's familiar, what's there. And that's where change either happens or doesn't. And I'm not talking about the big things. I mean really small everyday moments. What you pick up in the shop, what you use in the shower, what you put on your skin. The things that feel too small to matter. But when you repeat them every day, they're not small anymore. So this is really just me sharing some of the changes I've been making. Not because I've got it all figured out, but to show we can all do something. And if more of us made some small changes like this, just imagine what that could add up to. And just to be open and honest, none of the brands I'm talking about are sponsored. They probably don't even know I use them. Everything I choose has been researched and deliberate. So come with me. Let's start with something simple, skincare. I've had sensitive skin for as long as I can remember. I've always tried to avoid harsh chemicals and lean towards more natural products. But if I'm honest, I didn't always stick with it. Sometimes it was cost, sometimes it was convenience, and sometimes you just don't question it. But over the last couple of years, I've started paying more attention, looking at the ingredients, trying different things, questioning what I'm actually using. At first, it was a bit overwhelming. You start to read labels and then suddenly you're questioning everything. What's actually in this? Is this really better? And I definitely didn't get it right straight away. But over time, you start to notice more, and that changes how you choose. So recently I came across some products from the green people. I kept it simple. I bought some face wash and face cream, then added shampoo and conditioner. And what's worked for me was it was easy. I can't always get them locally, so I just order them online when I need them. And that matters. Because if something feels too difficult, you just don't stick with it. But when it fits into your life, that's when it becomes a habit. And then, like I often do, I got curious about the story behind it. And this is the part that really stayed with me. It started with a mother trying to help her daughter. Her daughter had severe allergies and eczema, and she couldn't find products that were actually safe to use. And what she discovered was shocking. A lot of natural products had less than 1% natural ingredients. So she made her own, not to build a business, just to solve a problem, out of care, out of love. And what makes this even more powerful, and a little bit sad, is that her daughter sadly passed away a couple of years ago at the tender age of 28. But she carried on. She committed to that mission, creating something better, safer, more honest. So if you take one thing from this, don't try to change everything. Just start with one thing. But those small choices made consistently don't stay small. They build, they compound, they create real impact over time. And if more of us did that, just imagine what this could add up to. Not perfection, not progress. That's what I've been doing. And I'll share more of this with you next time. Regen on Purpose, building what lasts. Thank you for listening to Regen on Purpose. Sustainability is a starting point. Regeneration is the natural progression. Until next time, design for strength and start building what lasts.